I'm Scott Schramm from Wadhams IGA. We're going to spend a little bit of time today talking to you about cuts of beef, certain roasts, where they come from, how to cook them, how to carve them after they're cooked, and we're going to jump right in. With the holidays coming up, what I'd like to cover first is a standing rib roast, alias prime rib roast. What I have here is the first two ribs. This is how you'd see it in the store. This is how it will be packaged. You get it home, you'd lay them in your pot, bones down, then that'll give you the opportunity to salt, pepper, garlic across the top, whatever you put on it. It does require a little bit of moist heat. It is a good idea to marinate it also. And they suggest for rare to medium rare, $3.50 for roughly 20 minutes per pound, 20 to 25 minutes. That'll go for all beef, 20 to 25 minutes. The next one that I have here is an English roast or an arm roast. This is a round bone. The two of them are basically the same roast. They come from exactly the same spot on the beef. They're from the front shoulder, and they really make a nice roast. They're not much of a high volume seller because they see the bone, they're lost. Again, you put it in a pot just like you would the boneless chuck, which that's located right here. It's the same idea. Put them in your pot, put a little water in the bottom, your carrots, your potatoes, and just let it go at it for the 20 minutes per pound that's suggested. This here is a blade roast, which the only difference between the blade roast and the boneless chuck roast is that it has the bones in it. If you took the bones in it, you'd have the same roast, same identical roast. I'll lay them across the front there. What we'll do is we've cooked up a sirloin tip. I didn't bring one of them with me in the raw, but I have one for us to cut up. We used a meat thermometer on this one and cooked for a couple hours, at 20 minutes per pound. So we pulled it out of the oven at 140 degrees, which is rare. When you pull a roast out, it'll cook again. It'll raise temperature about 20% more, or 20 degrees more. We pulled it out at 140. It's at 160 right now. And when you get into the stores, mostly, is it doesn't have what they call a cap fat across the top. We've added it to it. When you buy either a rump or a sirloin tip, they suggest that you get a small piece of beef suet. Don't be afraid to ask your butcher for it. Mostly he has it in the back room. He'd be more than happy to get it for you. What you want to do is just come across the bottom, cut the strings off, just like so. Grab the suet with your fork. That'll peel the twine and the fat off. Now what you want to do with a roast is the grain on a roast will run across this way. Be able to see the front here and the back here. Put your fork in the front, let your knife do the work. Bring it right across the front. On a roast of a sirloin tip or a rump roast, the thinner you cut it, the tenderer it'll be. Bring it right across the bottom. Just let it lay right out. The suet that we put across the top is what's going to give you all the flavor. If you were to put this roast just in the oven the way you bought it right from the store, it would be very dry. It wouldn't have the amount of juices that you see flowing out. Most of the time, when you serve a roast, you end up with leftovers. So cut what you think you would use for dinner. Get a good dinner slice. And then what you do with the rest of the roast is you go right ahead, slice it for sandwiches. And again, the thinner the better. That'll lay really good in a sandwich. If you decide at one point that you don't want all that sandwich in that, you could return the beef to the end piece. You could return that to a pressure cooker. Let it cook for a little more, probably for another 45 minutes. Get it well done. Then it'll peel back. It'll peel right off. Once it's done, it'll pull right apart. You can see the grain in the beef right there. After you put it in the pressure cooker, it'll just fall apart. Then that'll give you an opportunity to make barbecued beef. All kinds of different ideas. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is that 3 ounces of beef is 120, 125 calories. Sounds pretty good. I hope we cleared up some of the ideas for you. Come on out and see us sometime.